Lakeisha, Daughtry, and Teliesha Moore are the owners and bakers of Dream Puffs Cupcakery, and they didn't make it easy for me to say. Their mission is Cupcakes for a Cause. They use cupcake sales to raise awareness and donations for important causes. Lakeisha Daughtry is a college graduate and a survivor of homelessness. She volunteers with nonprofits and works with at-risk youth. Teliesha Moore is currently a nursing student, also a survivor of homelessness, a divorcee, and a single mother. She, too, volunteers with nonprofits and works with at-risk youth. Please welcome the dynamic duo who bake and lots more, Lakeisha Daughtry and Teliesha Moore.
I'm a little nervous, just to be honest, so bear with me, okay? I've heard some great stories and got a lot of inspiration from our previous speakers, and I want to say thank y'all. I'm just so excited to be among all of you. So I'm just going to tell my story, because that's what I have, and we're going to go from there. Hopefully it'll be an inspiration to someone to keep persevering. So I'm a 29-year-old little black female from the streets of Baltimore City. And if anyone has seen the HBO series, The Wire, it's pretty much like that. Maybe a little harsher. I've seen friends die, friends come and go, all of it. All right. Growing up in Baltimore, I survived homelessness. I survived sexual assaults, jealousy, toxic relationships, and these are all from people that claim to have loved me. Sorry. Heck, I'm sorry. I'm all right. I'm all right. I'm all right. We got this. This has all happened before I've even graduated high school. So during high school, I've still managed to pull myself together and graduate from Western Senior High School with 2 diplomas. That's the state diploma and the school diploma. You need extra credits to graduate with. It wasn't until I've done that that I realized I can do whatever I set out to do. After surviving multiple suicide attempts and battling depression and anxiety, I know that I was here for a purpose because I'm still here. I'm destined for greatness. I was accepted to a college out of state where too many people didn't look like me, and I excelled beyond my own expectations. Not only did I excel, but I've set limits and created history. I was the first person in my generation of family to graduate from college with a 4-year degree. I was nominated for a capstone presentation for my senior thesis, and I've assisted in creating new majors that they did not offer to future college applicants. In 2011, I graduated with my BA in criminology and a minor in business administration. And I returned, I'm sorry, I was shaky. Graduated with my minor in business, and once I've done that, my home was foreclosed in Virginia. So I returned home to be with my disabled mother so I can take care of her, not knowing that I was coming home to be homeless once again. I'm sorry, my school was in Virginia, if that helps. I returned back home to Baltimore to be with my disabled mother and take care of her. I am an only child. I'm all she has. We don't have too much family support, so we kind of lean on each other for support. I returned to working dead-end jobs just to make ends meet, just to get by. And I realized that this could not be my life for too much longer. I say a few years passed, and I realized I'm destined for greatness. I need to use my intelligence. I need to use this spark that's lit under me. I've always known that I was different because I'm from Baltimore, but I don't act like I'm from Baltimore. This stereotype of the riots and drug trafficking and everything else that's with Baltimore, that's not me. I'm not a product of my environment, and I refuse to be a product of my environment. With that being said, after I was rejected from numerous jobs and things that are in my field of criminology, I had to turn my life around. I decided to go to a different career path. I am now a CDL driver in a male-dominated field. Dang, I'm sorry. Can I get my life together? This is my support system. I love her. All right. I've obtained my CDL license, and I'm now a truck driver in a male-dominated field, exceeding expectations, crushing the field. I love it. I should have done this. I should have done this a long time ago. Originally, I thought my plan was to work in law enforcement, and I wanted to be a forensic criminologist. But God has other plans. Now my dream is to start my own nonprofit. I would like to found or start an LGBT group home and a rec center to give back to our communities. Baltimore City is so bad. People just want to leave and not turn back and help out their communities. So because I've made it out, I don't want to be the one to not give back. I've known what it's like to be homeless because of my sexuality. Your own family members put you out because they don't know how to deal with you. Our youth needs counseling. They need all the help they can get. I want to be that support system for that. After I do start my foundation with that, in the process of starting my foundation, we created Dream Puffs Cupcakery, Cupcakes for a Cause. The proceeds go towards our nonprofit. In the long run, I met this beautiful young lady online, and we just clicked. We became friends. It's my now fiance. And and I went from being the only child and only having my mother to having her and her 3 children to help push me ahead. So I'm sorry my speech didn't come out like I wrote it down, but the point is, I never gave up. If I would have gave up a long time ago, if my suicide attempts would have been successful, I wouldn't have met this young lady. I wouldn't be here today. I wouldn't be talking to y'all beautiful people. So I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I hope that my perseverance and my determination helps one of you.
Okay. Now I'm nervous. Okay, so I'm the other part of Dream Puffs Cupcakery. I'm Teliesha Moore. And a little background about me. A little background about me is that I'm born and raised in Northern Virginia. So that's what I consider to be home. That's where I'm from. I started to make a speech. When I heard about coming here, I was so nervous. I'm like, all these important women. I'm like, what am I going to say there? Like, what, me? Why me? I didn't write a speech. I'm up here completely winging it. I don't even have notes. So as far as people have been speaking today about perseverance and resilience and not giving up, I've been through that. I had an idea in my life about what I wanted my life to be. I thought that if I did everything by the book, that it would be perfect. I would have the white picket fence. I would have this happy life if I just did what I was told to do growing up. So I was raised by my grandmother until she passed away in a fire when I was 7, and I was there. So that was, I think, the starting point of me becoming who I am later in life. I moved in with my mother, who was not the ideal role model or who can give me guidance with a lot of things. So as far as me winging it up here now, I winged it all through life. But I made it. I'm here. So I got married young. I was in my early 20s. And at the time of having my 3rd child, I felt like, okay, let's move to Georgia. The price of living is different. There's different people. We can start over and have this great life. It would be perfect. That was a turning point in my life where I realized that sometimes you really do have to go through bad things in order to grow. I didn't want to hear it then. People told me that. I was not receptive. I went to different churches, all different denominations, and everybody told me the same thing. So I was like, why do I have to go through bad things to grow? I don't like this. I don't want to be here. I don't want any parts of this. But in the long run, it helped me. Down there, I realized that my marriage was not what I thought it was. And I was thrown into this new role of being a single mother while pregnant, and I was homeless. When my husband left, he took everything. And I mean down to the cell phones, everything. I was with nothing. And I had a brand new baby on the way, and I had 2 toddlers. I had a 2nd child. She passed away in 2010 as an infant. So I felt like with that connection, he and I would always be together because we shared something so tragic. And I realize now that you don't have to have tragedy to be bonded to somebody. It doesn't have to be that way. So during the time I was in Georgia, I was homeless and I never said a word. Nobody in my family knew. Nobody up north. I would post pictures on social media, smiling and acting like everything was fine, when inside I felt like I was drowning. When I was into the single mother role, I realized that my kids, they were still here. They still needed me. So whatever I was feeling, I had to push past it, and I did. I was able to accomplish so much more on my own than I ever did in my previous marriage. I was able to finally do things that I had been putting off because my life had revolved around taking care of everybody else in the household. I put myself last. I don't do that anymore, and I don't feel bad about it. I'm now back in school for a career that I actually care about, nursing. I've worked with patients, and I like helping people in any way that I can. As stated, we also we help at-risk youth with nonprofits. I like helping those people who have been in homeless situations because I was there. And when I was there, I had a lot of strong women who were telling me, you can do this, you can get through this, and I didn't think that I could. But there are people that spoke life into me, and in return, I kind of want to put that same energy back out there because it's what really helped me through days where I didn't know how I was going to make it. I was selling blood plasma to get diapers. I was at the lowest point in my life. And I moved back up north to be a little bit closer to family. And when I came up here, that's when I told everybody, oh, by the way, I'm going through divorce. I'm here. It's just me and the kids. This is what it is. And I was able to get on the right track, and I have not looked back. I have not been in that position since then. My kids are thriving. My oldest, she's only 10, but she's really into STEM activities, so she's very into science and math, and I'm like, good, keep that. And I try to instill in my daughters the things that was not instilled in me so that they can grow to be great. My 5-year-old, she wants to be an entrepreneur. She said it straight out. She's like, Mom, I work for myself. I don't want a boss. I'm going to do this. I'm going to have my own business. I said, yes, you will. We'll speak life into that. And my son, he wants to save the world. Right now, superheroes, but he also has been saying since he was about 2 that he wants to be a police officer, and he stuck to that. So I'm working on helping them build their dreams while finally getting to live mine. And I'm very blessed to be here. I'm very happy that I get to share this testimony because it's a lot of weight, and I feel like sometimes when you let that weight off of you, if you're not helping somebody who's directly in the room, they may go back and tell somebody, oh, I heard somebody, she was speaking, and her story reminded me of yours, and, you know, she did it, you can too. And that's what I kind of want to be today. But I'm very honored to be here with everybody. And, yeah, thank you.
I was talking to a friend the other day, and I'm getting off script here, but she said, we were talking about the need to ask for what we want. A is ask and it shall be given. S, seek and you shall find. K, knock and the door will be open. So there's your ask. I claim stuff all the time. Now, it may not arrive when I want it to, but it's always right on time. All right, coming up next, Pamela, and I'm hoping I'm saying your name right, Mannion? Okay. She is a supervisory business opportunity specialist with the U.S. Small Business Administration, Washington Metropolitan Area District Office. As a supervisor, she oversees the delivery of SBA's Small Business 8A program, contracting programs and entrepreneurial coaching services in Washington, D.C., Northern Virginia, and suburban Maryland. She has supported the economic and community development needs of entrepreneurs and underserved communities throughout her career. Prior to her current assignment, she served as Business Opportunity Specialist, SBA's Small Business 8A Business Development Program. Earlier, Ms. Mannion served as a Senior Loan Officer at Bank of America in the Mid-Atlantic region. We are pleased to welcome Ms. Pamela Mannion.
I'm so happy to be here today, and I was totally prepared to give you information about the agency, but I know the other script, and that's my upbringing and childhood. But let me start with the agency itself. I've worked for the agency for about 23 years. I'm a supervisory business opportunity specialist. I supervise a team that reviews and approves mentor-proteges and joint ventures. So as a woman in business, you may want to consider looking into a mentor-protege relationship. A mentor-protege can give you experience, talent, access to funds that you may not have, bonding, proposal writing, and that also can give you an opportunity to team with a large company, which can open up doors for you. And with the mentor-protege, you would have a joint venture agreement, and this would allow you to go after contracts that typically you wouldn't be eligible for because you can share past performance, you can share responsibilities. Also, as a woman in business, you should also consider looking into the 8A Business Development Program. This program is set up for social and economic disadvantaged business owners, small business owners. It's a 9-year program, and it can help you develop your business and take it up to the next level. Matter of fact, I talked to an 8A company yesterday, fairly new, and he said that he absolutely was so happy that he was an 8A firm, that he was able to get a contract that he normally wouldn't have qualified for without the mentor-protege relationship. So a little bit about me. I've come from a banking background. I grew up in an Irish Catholic family. We had lots of kids. There were 8 of us in the family. And all of the women in the family got the message. Even though Mother never really said it, it was never give up, never give in, hold your ground. And that is a mantra that most of the women have lived by. And I will tell you that in my family, because of that message that we got from my mother, all of the women in the family have been very successful. They've outperformed. They're making more money than their husbands. I mean, this is a new day. but, and it's interesting to see how the roles are flipped. But they've been very successful, and my one brother is successful today too. But if it hadn't been for that message that we all got, that you just have to give up and keep trying, keep trying. I started out in the banking industry and worked my way up. I was very young, in love, I was married, and of course, my husband at the time had a much better job than I had, and he wanted me to leave the job and move to Germany so he could take an assignment. I thought about it a lot, and I said, I can't do it. I can't. So I declined, and he never went to Germany, never took the assignment. As it turned out, about 3 or 4 years later, the bank itself went from Maryland National to Nations Bank to Bank of America. And I was working my way up. I was officer and then loan officer, and then I did credit analysis. So it was a good job for me, it really was. But then when they merged with Nations Bank, Bank of America, they said, we're getting rid of all of middle management, and that was me. So I suddenly had a part-time job and a big decision to make, and I decided to resign my position with the bank itself. Of course, my husband was beside himself, but I did anyway, and I went back to college. I got my degree, but in the meantime, I'd always said, I want to work at SBA. I really do. It was something that I knew I could do. It's a good place to work. It has a great mission, and as it turns out, I went back to college, and before I finished my degree, I was able to get a job with SBA. And I worked my way up through that agency, and I am now managing a team. Certainly I'd like to move on higher, but it's been a good experience for me, and I ended up working in a place that I always wanted to work. So the government is always hiring. They're always looking for new talent. And if you're interested in applying or talking about applying for a job with SBA, I'd be more than happy to talk to you and put you in touch with the folks that can help you with that. If you're interested in talking about the programs, the 8A programs, I'll be more than happy to talk to you about those. I've kind of grown up with SBA, so I know the 8A program. I am familiar with other programs such as Women in Business, Hub Zone, Service Disabled Veterans, Disaster. I can help you with that information as well. And that's my story. Thank you.
There's lots of information here, and we ask you to please move around and talk to everyone because they all have something very special to share with you. And it's a way for you to move forward and realizing you don't have to do it by yourself. Martin Luther King has a great saying that's one of my favorites, which is, taking the first step, even when you don't see the whole staircase. That is called faith. So please look at it as a way to move forward and make a difference in so many lives.